Hi there. I'm just going to do one more review before I go to the airport. And don't worry, I'm not naked. I have clothing on. I know it looks like I've never got any clothing on when I'm doing these reviews. But anyway, I am going to review Mr. Smiley, My Last Pill and Testament by the late, great Howard Marks. Who sadly passed last year. But this book is a kind of like, it is his like last will and testament in a way, because he's being very open about his last kind of like interaction with the murky underworld of dealing drugs and smuggling drugs, which he spent most of the 90s inside for. But what I always, whenever I read a book when I'm on holiday, these places or where I am are mentioned in the book, or places that are relatively known to me or well known to me are in the book, like Hyderabad, India, Marbella, Porto Banús. Like, I know these areas really, really well, and they're all in the book. So then I can imagine all these places that he's been to, and think, my goodness, all these things happen there, and I had no idea, and it's kind of it's a bittersweet book in that he found his freedom again, and he kind of like, it was this wolf that wanted to get back into that thrilling lifestyle that he once had as a smuggler, and it was kind of all he knew. He's an Oxford grad, who I remember him from the Super Furry Animals, who used to who had him on their album cover Fuzzy Logic. But the book basically carries through with his journey coming out of prison, and his looking at the relationship that he has to sort of pick up from his family and his wife. And he spends a lot of time kind of like trying to keep a low profile, but at the same time wanting to get back into that exciting lifestyle that he once knew. It's quite it's one of those books where it's kind of like, it feels like a wild goose chase, but we do get to an end eventually, an end with a twist even, and then a kind of, yeah, it was a nice ending. Well, not a nice ending in the way that he managed to stop doing the things that that made him paranoid and made him think that he was going to be offed. He managed to wriggle out of that world, the underworld that he was a part of. But it's great that he developed these books. He says at the end of the book that he was grateful to Irvine Welsh for having the confidence to come up and write about drugs, which is so many people could have done that, and there could have been so many books, but because of the issues, legal issues, I suppose it's not possible. But yeah, Mr. Smiley is a really bittersweet book. It's so lovely. Thoroughly recommend reading it.